we found was homes in the Montgomery River region area, refrigerators, stoves, washers, dryers, pool equipment, and other items were being stolen out of vacant homes.
215, stop, that's the number you need. So gather around, let me plant that seed. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Crime Stoppers 215 Stop podcast. Today, we are joined by officials from the Montgomery Area Association of Realtors. They're here to tell us about an issue that's been going on. Please introduce yourselves, and we'll get right into this conversation. Ladies first.
All right. I'm Donna Cox. I'm the 2026 president of the Montgomery Area Association of Realtors.
Thank for being here with us.
Thank you.
Sir.
My name is Ryan Beasley. I am the 2025 past president of the Montgomery Area Association of Realtors.
All right, Ryan, there's an issue that's been going on in the area that some realtors and people that are listing homes and things like that need to be aware of. Just tell us what's happening that you all are seeing right now.
So we started getting some information from realtors, just kind of a buzz about in the area, just some items being stolen from homes, vacant homes primarily. So we started tracking it in the fourth quarter of 2025. And what we kind of discovered was we asked realtors to email our executive director what was stolen, where it was stolen from. And so we got responses from about 45 to 50 realtors in the fourth quarter of 2025. And what we found was homes in the Montgomery River region area, refrigerators, stoves, washers, dryers, pool equipment, and other items were being stolen out of vacant homes. And of course, some vandalism occurs with that when they're breaking in, typically vacant homes. And of course, we're trying to get to the bottom of it with your help, and we're also trying to inform the consumer about what we can do to prevent it.
Now, Ryan, when you say vacant homes, are these homes being renovated? Are they on the market? Or are they just homes that are not being occupied?
So it could be a combination. So the majority of the homes that we're tracking are homes that are for sale. So they would be listed, some are rentals, but the majority of them are listed for sale by realtors, actively being sold on the market. And the majority of the ones that we tracked are homes that were vacant, not owner occupied.
Those items that you mentioned that are being stolen from these homes, those aren't small items that are easy to walk out with. So what methods are these thieves using to carry out this crime?
Well, we wish we knew, and we're going to give some ideas on ways that we can find that out. But what you will see in the homes that I've had that were vandalized, there is scratching of wood floors, there's some busting of doorways, things like that. But they will go in, they will get the easiest items they can get, the quickest items they can get, stoves, refrigerators, and drag them out. And different times of day, typically at night, but sometimes in the day.
We're talking thousands of dollars worth of appliances,
Yep.
Probably brand new appliances.
So they can be old, they can be brand new. If it's a flipped house, they're going to be brand new. If it's a existing house, they could be a little older, but they're still of value because they're in good shape.
Yeah, so they're concerned, and there are people going into a private property and taking appliances out of the house. And I guess that would cause an issue for everyone involved, not just a listing agent or someone that wants to move into a home. It really what happens when these appliances are stolen. Where does it leave the listing agent? Where does it leave the people that are trying to get this home sold or renovating it?
Well, two things happen. And one thing besides just the appliances is pool equipment's also being stolen. So, something that...
We're talking pumps or
the salt pieces and things like that. Something that costs $500 is a $1,500 replacement for a buyer.
Wow.
So where it leaves them is you get a call in the afternoon. Hey, Ryan, showing your house. The door's been busted in, missing a stove, missing a refrigerator. And then the seller's got to go in. Hopefully they call the police, file it so that we can have a tracking. Secondly, may or may not do an insurance claim, but the items have to be replaced and it goes to their bottom line. And then just depending on neighborhood information and all that, it just, puts people a little bit more fear. But it hits your bottom line, and it's just something that we need to make people aware of, and we're going to give some strategies to maybe get information out there in the community just so people can be more aware.
That was an excellent segue right into my next question, Donna.
Yes.
Just you having intimate details and knowing what's happening here. What do our neighbors and our community members need to do and to look out for and make sure that they're being vigilant about something like this happening next to them?
Well, first of all, your neighbors are the best security system you can have. So you want to tell them to be on the watch for your property if it's vacant, or even if it's not vacant. If it's for sale, we want them to know that it's secure. We as realtors understand that they've entrusted us with the most valuable asset that they have, and there's a lot of sentimental attachment to it. So we want them to know we don't take this lightly. A seller, the neighborhood might have an HOA that has a neighborhood watch, and that's also a good resource. And sometimes I know in certain areas that the police, if you call the police and just ask them to do some drive-bys, they'll do that for you occasionally if you tell them that you've got a property on the market.
Is there anything that you all are telling your realtors and people that work in real estate that they could do to take steps to prevent this or even catch the people that do things like this?
Well, as realtors, we're asking the sellers to put in motion sensor lighting, and to trim their bushes, which would give better visibility for the outside, to put cameras up that are solar powered and higher up for access that's not easily accessed. We're asking them to maybe put a car in the driveway, or an extra car they've got, or maybe a neighbor's car. They would be happy to put a car in the driveway to make it look like it's more occupied. Go by and check on it if you have it listed. Check on it periodically to make sure lights are off, doors are secure, windows are secure. Check for things that may look out of place or not, they just don't feel right. And we're asking them to know the realtors to actually know the neighbors. Go next door and tell them you have a house that's on the market. Give them your card and make sure that they know who to contact if they see something suspicious. If it's a non break-in, or they just think something suspicious is going on, the neighbors to call the emergency number for the police. If there's an active break-in, call 911, and please call that listing agent. But please do not directly confront these people when you see something going on.
And they could always call CrimeStoppers 215-STOP if they know of who's doing these kind of things, or they know about a group of them. They could give us a call, remain totally anonymous, and we'll get that information over to law enforcement. It's been very effective in catching criminals.
And I will say, Jerome, they also we've talked to some sellers ask us not to put signs in the yard if it's a vacant house. And we ask them to get security system, but if that's not possible, putting signage of home security or beware of dog is sometimes effective.
A couple other things we tell people is it's great to have lamps in the house on motion sensors, and then multiple air tags on your expensive items, your refrigerator, your stove. That way, if an item is stolen, we can track it and we can figure out where it's going to. So that's a good way to protect your assets and maybe help Crime Stoppers to figure out if it's, isolated crimes or if there's basically, a trend in it.
Mm-hmm. Now, we briefly touched on it, Ryan, but what kind of solutions and other things can people do to be proactive? We talked about cameras, and the city actually has something that could kind of help out with this situation. Tell us about that.
The two things we really recommend is a STAR program with the city of Montgomery, and maybe we could give some information on how to do that at the end of the podcast. What that is you can either tie your personal home cameras in with the city, or once an incident happens, you can let the city have access to your cameras. You want to upload those to the cloud, but that gives information after something happens. The other option, and it'll be available at the end of the podcast, is to have your camera running for the city to have access to for the STAR program. And then if you have a property, what you want to do is have, I call them deer cameras or hunting cameras on solar with no batteries, downloading to your phone so that when something happens, you're immediately notified.
Yeah, I actually have one of those game cameras. They're kind of out of the way. They don't need a power source, and they take pictures just when they see motion, and most people never know they're there.
100%, and that's exactly what we need. We need the data, And then when you see something happening after the fact, take pictures. If you see something suspicious, take pictures. Don't expect everybody to have a camera. If you see like just an odd yard man there doing the yard and you see something suspicious, don't think you're being nosy, because if the next day you find out the house has been broken into, that may be the person who did it.
I always say nosy neighbors are good neighbors.
Nosy neighbors are the best neighbors.
And Ms. Donna, we were talking about reactive and some other solutions. Tell us
Yes,
about
and we have some other issues going on, and we just want to commend Judge J.C. Love for the REACT program. It's the Real Estate Activity Alert and Contact Tool, and this is a free service that the Montgomery Probate Court, in connection with the Records and Recording Division, has instituted, and it is free service that notifies the property owners that there's potential fraud involved, such as if someone files a lien or a mortgage or a deed with probate. Within 24 hours, if you're signed up and all you have to do is give your legal name and your email address, they will notify you within 24 hours that this has happened, and they ask you, was it you that did it? So that is a wonderful program. We really commend the probate court for that, and it helps the homeowners. It's watching out for all of our homeowners in the Montgomery County area.
I tell you,
And it keeps you from paying that fee that they're selling on the commercials.
Exactly.
It's amazing just the scams and the different ways that people are going around stealing stuff. And of course, you guys would know anything above $500 is considered a felony theft. That's something that's, if these people get caught, they're going to prison. And they're going to go before a grand jury and be tried that way. Anything else that we didn't touch on, or that our audience needs to be aware of?
No, just, we at the Montgomery Area Association of Realtors, we are a large organization. We have a lot of realtors working very hard. We want to advocate for our sellers, and we really would like to get this under control. So our partnership with you guys is part of, getting this started. We've met with a chief of police and some detectives there. They're aware of the issue. So we really just want to launch and really get this under control.
Yes, sir. Brian, thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
Well,
Jerome.
we really appreciate you inviting us to do this. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Remember, people, be vigilant. There's no such thing as a nosy neighbor. If you see something, say something, like we like to say here at Crime Stoppers, and just be vigilant and take care of your neighbors. I'm Jerome Jones for the Crime Stoppers 215 Stop Podcast. He's Ryan. This is Donna. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.